You may think heroes are born fearless, unshakable, tall, larger than life. But sometimes, heroes come small, quiet, fragile, angry at the world but brave enough to face it anyway. He was 5'5", barely 110 pounds, turned away by every branch of the military, told he was too weak to fight. But when the war was over, he had more medals, more scars, and more ghosts than any soldier in American history. This is the story of Audie Murphy. The world burns. Hitler controls Europe, and America calls its sons to fight. In a small Texas farmhouse, a teenage boy watches his mother's health fade. He's the 7th of 12 children, poor, hungry, and already hardened by life. When she dies, something inside him hardens too. At 17, he lies about his age and tries to enlist. The Marines say no. The paratroopers say no. Even the Navy says no. But the Army says yes, barely. He ships out, a boy among men, carrying nothing but a rifle and a stubborn will. He doesn't want glory. He just doesn't want to be forgotten. Italy, 1943. Murphy lands with the 3rd Infantry Division. Rain, mud, endless marching. At first, he's quiet. He watches, learns, listens, but under fire, something changes. He doesn't freeze. He moves. His commanding officer once said, "Murphy didn't just fight the enemy, he hunted them." He learned how to use terrain, how to read danger, how to stay invisible. He led ambushes, crawled through enemy lines, rescued wounded men. Every Vic, another friend gone, another letter unwritten. At night, he wrote to his sister, told her not to worry, said things were quiet. They never were. January 26, 1945. Eastern France. The village of Holtzwihr. Snow falls over shattered trees and blackened tanks. Murphy's unit, barely 40 men left, digs in near the edge of the forest. Then, the ground starts to shake. German tanks, infantry, artillery, they're outnumbered 6-1. The line begins to collapse. Murphy orders his men to retreat, but he stays behind. There's a burning tank destroyer nearby, leaking fuel, ready to explode. He climbs onto it, grabs the .50 caliber machine gun, and opens fire. For an hour, he fights alone. He calls artillery strikes on his own position. He mows down German infantry crawling through the smoke. He refuses to leave, even as flames crawl toward the ammunition racks. He kills 50 enemies, wounds more, saves his entire company. When it's over, his uniform is torn. His face, black with soot and blood. He can barely stand. But the road is silent. He won. They give him everything. The Medal of Honor, the Distinguished Service Cross, the Silver Star, twice, the Bronze Star, twice, the Purple Heart, 3 times. In total, 33 military awards and decorations. The most ever earned by a single American soldier. He becomes a national symbol, a war hero, a poster boy for courage. But inside, the battle never ends. He can't sleep. He wakes up screaming. He keeps a pistol under his pillow because part of him still believes the war isn't over. He tries to work, tries to fit in. But civilians don't understand. They see medals, not memories. He once told a friend, "There's no glory in killing, only survival." Hollywood comes calling. They want him to play himself in To Hell and Back, based on his own life. He hesitates, then agrees. It becomes the biggest grossing war film of its time. But behind the camera, the nightmares continue. He spends nights pacing, sweating, reliving the sounds of artillery. He writes poetry, dark, haunting, searching for peace. One line reads, The real battle starts when the guns fall silent. He advocates for veterans with what we now call PTSD, a term that didn't exist yet. He testifies in Congress, begging for more mental health support for soldiers. They call him a hero again, but all he wanted was rest. May 28, 1971. A small private plane crashes in the Virginia hills. No survivors. Among the wreckage, the quiet soldier from Texas, age 45. He is buried with full military honors at Arlington National Cemetery. His grave is the second most visited, after JFK's. Visitors leave small stones, medals, and letters. Some write, "Thank you for standing when no one else could." Audie Murphy never saw himself as a hero. He once said, "I just did what I had to do." But maybe that's what heroism really is, doing what must be done, even when you're terrified. He proved that courage doesn't roar. Sometimes it whispers. It hides behind small hands gripping a rifle too heavy for them. It stands on burning steel when everything else burns away. 8 decades later, the world still remembers his medals, but the real story lives in the silence between them. In every soldier who came home, but never truly left the battlefield. Audie Murphy fought one war in Europe, and another inside himself. Both to the very end.